You'll forget 70% of what you learned today within 24 hours. But the top 1% of learners, they remember almost everything. The difference isn't IQ. It isn't talent. It's a 5-minute technique called chunking, and most people never learn it. By the end of this video, you'll never study the same way again. Let's go. Before we start, if you've ever felt frustrated forgetting things you just studied, you're gonna want to save this. Hit that like button so you can find it later. Now here's what's happening to your brain right now. Every single day, you're flooded with information. Lectures, meetings, articles, videos. You absorb it all. And then within hours, gone. And here's the thing, this isn't your fault. Your working memory can only hold about 4 pieces of information at once. Think about that. 4. So when you try to memorize something like this, 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7, 8, 8, 2, your brain literally runs out of space. But what if I told you there's a way to turn those 9 digits into just 2 chunks? That's chunking, and it changes everything. Chunking is when you break large pieces of information into smaller, meaningful groups. Instead of random bits, you create patterns. Let me show you. Look at this number again. 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7, 8, 8, 2. Hard to remember, right? Now look at it like this. 0, 8, dash 1, 1, dash 2, 7, dash 8, 8, 2. Or better yet, August 11th, 1927, dash 8, 8, 2. Suddenly it's not 9 random digits. It's a date and a number. Just 2 chunks. Your brain can handle that. This is what your brain does naturally with language. You don't read individual letters, you read words. Words are chunks of letters. Sentences are chunks of words. Chunking is how your brain makes sense of the world. And once you understand how to use it deliberately, you'll never forget important information again. Now here's where it gets interesting, and this is what schools never teach you. There are 3 ways to chunk information, and each one is insanely powerful. Method 1. Break it down. Take something big and split it into bite-sized pieces. Learning piano? Don't try to learn the whole song. Learn 1 measure at a time. Each measure is a chunk. Master it, then move to the next. This alone can cut your learning time in half. But wait, it gets better. Method 2. Find patterns. Look for similarities or repeating elements. Studying the periodic table? Group elements by their properties: metals, nonmetals, noble gases. Now instead of 118 random elements, you have a few categories. And here's the crazy part. Your brain is wired to find patterns. You're just not using it intentionally. Once you start looking for patterns, you'll see them everywhere. Method 3. Group by meaning. Connect related information together. Say you're studying China-India trade relations. Chunk 1. Everything about China, people. Culture, economy. Chunk 2. Everything about India. Chunk 3. Trade mechanics between them. Now you've turned dozens of pages into 3 clear mental folders. But here's the part most people mess up. Quick thing, if you're finding this useful, tap that like button. It helps more people discover this. Here's what separates good learners from great ones. Context is memory glue. Think about how great teachers work. They always show you the big picture first. Then zoom into details. That's because your brain needs a framework to hang information on. Without context, you're trying to remember random facts. They disappear overnight. With context, those facts connect to something meaningful. They stick. This is why you can remember entire movie plots, but forget what you studied last week. The movie had context. Your study session didn't. Now pay attention because I'm about to show you exactly how to chunk a complex topic from scratch. Let's say you need to learn about the French Revolution. Step 1. Get the big picture. Skim through your textbook. Read the chapter headings. Look at the summary. Now you know there's a cause, a middle, and an outcome. That's your framework. Step 2, break it into chunks. Chunk 1, causes, economic crisis, enlightenment ideas. Chunk 2, key events, storming of Bastille, reign of terror. Chunk 3, outcomes, rise of Napoleon, spread of revolutionary ideas. Already, your brain can handle this. 3 chunks, not 50 pages. Step 3, compress each chunk. Don't just reread, summarize it in your own words. Can you explain chunk 1 in 1 sentence? If yes, you've chunked it successfully. Step 4, connect the chunks. How does chunk 1 lead to chunk 2? How does chunk 2 cause chunk 3? Now you're not memorizing facts, you're understanding a story. And stories? Those you remember forever. Here's the final piece, and this is what separates people who cram from people who actually master information. Once you've created your chunks, you need to move them from working memory to long-term memory. Here's how. Practice recalling without looking. Close your book. Can you explain chunk 1 from memory? If you can, that's a neural pathway forming in your brain. If you can't, review it, then try again. Do this with each chunk. Then try to recall all chunks in order. This is called deliberate practice, and it's the difference between cramming equals forget in 24 hours. Chunking plus practice equals remember for years. Most people skip this step. Don't make that mistake. Let's recap everything. You'll forget 70% of what you learned today, unless you chunk it. The 3 methods: break it down, find patterns group by meaning, add context. It's memory glue. Practice recalling your chunks without looking. And suddenly, that impossible amount of information? Manageable. Your brain isn't broken. You just needed the right strategy. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one thing you're trying to learn. Break it into 3 to 5 chunks. Practice recalling them. If this changed how you think about learning, smash that subscribe button. I break down learning techniques like this every single week. And drop a comment telling me, what are you gonna chunk first? I read every single one. See you in the next one. Try chunking your next study session and let me know how it goes. You got this. Now go apply it.